That freaking. Oh, wait, we're recording. Okay. Hop on.
Well, that's just a tease. We're just getting started. I'm going to show you the price and specs and some other stuff, and then we're going to take you on a long cruise through downtown Livingston here in Montana. At least it's nice during the summer. Maybe we'll break it out and we'll do a winter cruise as well. But that said, I want to thank KBO for sending this over. This is the third bike of theirs that they've sent over, and I got to be honest, normally $1,400. It's on sale for just under $1,100. That is a ridiculous price for a quality e-bike. Usually we're looking, on this channel, we try to keep it between $1,500 and $2,500. And I guess typically this thing's $1,400, so it's close. It is definitely it's not the more luxurious top of the line high-end e-bikes, and we've shown a few of those, but this is, if you just need a light commuter around town, maybe going to go off-road a little bit. It's got a front suspension, it's got the fat tires. You're not going to go down mountains in this thing, but going across gravel and sand and some grass, this thing will just eat it up. It's not even an issue. As far as folding, I'm on record as not being a fan of folding e-bikes, or folding bikes in general. I find them to be cumbersome, and that basically, unless you specifically need the bike to fold, like I don't have a bike rack, I don't have any place to store it, I need this thing to fold. A lot of people buy folding e-bikes with the idea of, hey, I could use it. Generally don't. But you know what? This one, I hate to say it, I hate to eat crow on this, but this one isn't bad. The step through on it is low. This is a legit step through. A lot of the folding e-bikes, to make it step through, they get super chunky and all this other stuff, and it's not really a step through and all this kind of, it is a step through e-bike. It's got the rear battery design, the flip up seat, so you can actually get it, and we'll show you that here in a minute. We're going to show you all the features, but let me just jump through it real quick. What do you get for the $1,099? You get the e-bike, as said here, and it comes in bright red, and boy, it is a bright cherry red, which is actually a nice little safety feature. You can also get it in that kind of cool gray. It's grayish. It kind of almost comes like a gray green. It's gray. I highly recommend the red. It pops, and keeps you safe when you're tooling around these e-bikes, and they get going, they get some speed. Better to be seen, all right? You also get the compact fenders with it for free. You get the rear rack for free. You get the toolkit that comes with it. It's not a top-line toolkit, but boy, it's a lot better than a lot of the e-bikes I've seen. You get this one throws me for a loop. The camping portable trolley case. And I got to show you this because I have no idea why they're giving you this. It's a trolley. It's a two-piece. Look at it. It's a little folding trolley kind of thing and a case that goes on it. It doesn't hold your bike. It's not built to go with the bike. I don't know. I think they just got a bunch of these accidentally. They're sitting in stock. They're like, hey, let's give them away. It's free. I mean, I would actually wouldn't mind having one for all sorts of purposes, but it just seems an odd thing. But you know what? It's free with purchase. Things you want, I think you really want to consider is that rear basket. The rear basket really expands the capability of these things. Lets you go to the store, put a couple bags in there, that kind of stuff. It really changes how you can use this e-bike. It basically makes you think, do I even really need my car for short trips around town? My daughter can get anywhere in our town. Population, during the summer, it's up over 10, close to 15,000. In the deep, dark of winter, it's like 7,500. We're a bit of a tourist kind of town. We're just north of Yellowstone here. And she can get anywhere in town at the same time, at the same speed it takes me to drive my truck. Because I've got to slow way down. I got a big 1-ton truck, so slow down, speed up, watch out for kids. She just zips through town. She stops for stop signs, stoplights, because that's the nice thing about small town. If she doesn't, I got people who will rat her out to me. They'll call me up. I saw your daughter whiz through a stop sign. It's happened. She doesn't do that anymore. Anyway, she's awesome. She is. She's a good girl. Battery on this. It's got a 48 volt standard. That's standard for almost all of these. 15.6 ampere. I say that the middle of the road is 14 to 16, so that is center tick a little bit higher, so that's not too bad. I guess the tick should have gone the other way. 16. I mean, but it's solid. It's middle of the road. You can't argue with that. It's got a 750 watt brushless geared hub motor. Hub motors are usually, the budget ones are usually 500, sometimes down to 350, and then the good bikes are at 750. This is a 750. That I don't know how. Again, you can't complain about that. The foldable through frame. You know, honestly, this is one of the few folding bikes I'd be like, hey, you know what? Even if you're never going to fold it, it's not a bad e-bike. If you are looking to fold it, it's one of the lightest, smallest, compact folders that I've seen yet. I'm usually not a fan because the handlebars are super small, the pedals are a little bit, funky. This one just didn't seem to have any of those issues. I'm not saying it's a great, fantastic, folding e-bike or anything like that. I just didn't see the same issues with it. It's got a nice basic display. A lot of the e-bikes we show have really high-end, like multicolor, full-color displays, whiz-bang things. But the reality is, when you're riding your bike, you shouldn't be looking down at the display that much. Every so often, you're gonna glance down there, and you just want the quick data, and that's what it gets you. It gets you your speed, gets you your settings, gets you your battery. You can even see how many miles you've gone. It's got disc brakes. All of the bikes in these classes have disc brakes. They're mechanical. They're not pneumatic. Is that right? No, hydraulic. But anyway, again, in its weight class, that's normal. Lockable front suspension, that's solid. For an $1,100 bike, this is a quality bike. It's got a nice seat. It flips up. The 4-inch fat tires, the kickstand. It's got the Shimano 7-speed. That's pretty normal. The thumb drive there for the throttle. Old school me really liked the twist throttles. But the more and more I've worked with the thumb throttles, I'm changing more. For motorcycles, I get it, but for everything else, man, I think I prefer the thumb throttle. I know I'm getting weird here. Just so you know that Kobo, KBO, Kobo, I don't know what they're called. I've worked with them 3 times now. I still don't know how they officially pronounce their name. Anyway, we've done a review, and you can see it on the channel. We donated this bike to a young man in need, and he's been super thrilled with it. This is the Tornado. It's coming in at $1,200. This is one of the ones that it's like a step through. I mean, if you're agile and stuff, but if you've got knee problems and stuff and you're not moving, have the same kind of mobility, maybe not the best choice. The other one we looked at is the Cargo e-bike. Now, again, this is a step through, but the step is higher. I mean, look at both of these. The step's real constrained. The step's higher on this one. On this thing, let me go back up here. Look how low that step is on that. That is just really, really low. I mean, look, it's below the top of the crank there. On this one, it's way above it. On this one, it's way above it. But although this, you can really get some cargo going on this. You get the side running boards. We have this one too. My daughter runs her friend around town like a chauffeur on this thing. They have a blast. One of the newer ones they have that came out, again, it's a higher step through, but it's got that classic kind of cruiser look. You sit back, you relax. You got the front basket, the rear basket, and if you really want to get that beach cruiser look, and you don't need the step through, yeah, you can go with this design here, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I want to thank KBO for sending this over. As I said, I'm going to send you off with a bunch of ride-through videos through our town. If you're interested in this, there's a link down below, and go and check them out. Again, we've reviewed a lot of e-bikes on this channel. This is the only company that I've chosen to work with 3 times.